Hello my friends and welcome to another pick a card reading. How are you doing? I hope you're all good. I can't believe that we're at the end of 2024. When this reading finds you is the right time. It is a timeless reading. But my motivation for doing this subject is because it's coming to that time of the year where we start to consolidate what we have done and what we're moving into, what's the space that we're moving into. So hopefully this reading will give you a bit of guidance on that. 3 piles to choose from, as usual. We have pile 1 with this blue SODALITE bead. What are you becoming? Or what are you becoming? Or what are you evolving into? Pile 2 is this beautiful ruby. Pile 2 and pile 3 is this MANGANO calcite. So, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, what are you becoming? Timestamps will be in the description box below, my friends, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Pile 1, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this beautiful SODALITE. I think I called it SOLIDITE and it's not at all, it's SODALITE, so sorry. And this is a really useful crystal that has been associated with manifestation of like self-esteem, but I don't know, I kind of associate this stone with third eye chakra. It is kind of affiliated with the third eye chakra, and it is a deeply psychic stone as well, just like lapis lazuli in fact, but there's just a bit more confidence in terms of the expression, so you're able to express those kind of things with it. Your thoughts in terms of a spiritual sense, they may not necessarily be associated with the kind of like psychic realm, but for those of you that want to start on your journey, and I don't think that you would be in this reading if you're at the beginning, but if you want to start doing something that is, kind of, maybe you've just become a Reiki healer, or you've just started to work with the tarot, and maybe you're doing your own tarot tube or whatever, or you're starting to teach tarot or do tarot readings, maybe this might be a good stone for you to start with. It's a good gateway stone, I feel, particularly because you've got the white here. That's my own, that's what I use SODALITE for. And I remember when I bought this, it was attached to a really shabby, I got it in a thrift store, as you would say in the States, or a charity shop here in the UK. And the string that was attached to it was awful, so I took it off, and I still got to put in another one. So it's almost like you are something, you're still trying to find the thing that may carry you in a way. You're still, you're becoming, you kind of know what you are, but now you're trying to find the things that kind of match you, it seems. It seems like you've established what you are, because this is like a polished stone. It's a polished piece of SODALITE. So it's almost like you have a good definition of what you are, but now you're finding something to, maybe you're looking for the right clothes, maybe you're changing your appearance, maybe you're changing your job, or something externally that will help to hold you or carry you, because now this has got a hole drilled in it. It kind of like feels that it does have to be, there has to be something there, that it has to be used as some kind of like necklace or something. It doesn't have to be, but like now I'm thinking that there's a hole that's drilled there. It's almost like you have to work with maybe something that's happened to you as well. So it could be an injury, or it could be like something emotionally painful, or even spiritually painful, some kind of like incident that has happened that you've got to now work with, that has made you who you are. And now it's all about finding, you know, those things that are right for you to kind of help you and go with you. Because I also make jewelry, and while I'm looking at this, I could also think of like putting like maybe another stone in here, and then like doing some kind of wire work to kind of do something so that we can like attach it so that it would become a necklace, not just the fact that you could just put a piece of string through there and then that's the end of that. That's the necklace. You know, there's kind of a lot of potential. It's almost like also that you're seeing maybe what you thought was a negative, you're seeing it as a plus, or you're seeing it as an opportunity. Maybe now you're becoming someone that is starting to see more opportunities rather than negative aspects, or like, you know, that, oh, kind of like this has happened to me. Now you're starting to think, right, actually, no, I'm thinking, yes, this has happened to me, but now I'm going to make the most out of this. So that's what I'm getting, pile 1. Let's have a look at what you're becoming with the archetype cards. Wow. Sun. Love that. Love that. The stone had a lot to tell me. That's crazy. And it's really interesting because when I saw this stone, I didn't really think that much of it. I didn't really like it. And look at it. Now it's turned into this beautiful thing. Sun. I mean, the sun is the giver of all life. It is gold. Gold actually goes really well with SODALITE as well. This is about you embracing your power. This is your time to shine, pile 1. You are becoming someone who embraces the energy of the sun. Is really kind of embracing the full sense of their personality in a way that you have never done so before. There's also an element of you, maybe you're stepping into your power in a way that you haven't done before. You are actually, you know, you're being bold enough to express who you are, where you may have not been previously. You are, you know, I don't know, sometimes it comes with age, I don't know, but like I definitely can feel it in my own life that when I've gotten older, I feel more accepting of myself. Trust me, it's an ongoing journey, but this is kind of what I'm seeing here, that there is this kind of real acceptance of self, you know, in terms of the sun. You're understanding the facets of your personality and you're embracing it. You're fully embracing it. Beautiful. Love that, pile 1. Let's go. Okay, right. So we've got air. Wow, and that's an eagle. It's reversed. I'm going to take it reversed. Active. And that's reversed as well. So, okay, I see what's happening here already. Because I was thinking, oh, am I being negative by doing it reversed? But no, I know why. Spirit has a message for me to give to you. And then this one I will take the right way up. And this is resolve, and this is elephant. You will overcome any obstacles. This is beautiful. I love this. I love this. So, pile 1, you have in the past denied yourself, it feels like, the ability to be able to embrace your full sense of self. From this air card being reversed, it's almost like you didn't allow yourself the air to breathe. Maybe you didn't even allow yourself to breathe in this space. And I invite you now to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. When you take a deep breath in, you take in all that negative energy and you exhale into the earth, and everything just kind of negative, you just exhale it into the ground. And one more in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make sure it's an audible exhale and inhale to allow you to really engage fully with your senses with this action. And there's a principle in shamanism where we have hucha and sami energy. Hucha energy is the heavy, dense energy that we pick up, we take in the day, and we build up you know, through all the stuff that we do, all the things that kind of like come to us, the tasks that we have to do, the decisions we have to make, the things we worry about for the future and for the past. All of that equates to that heavy, dense energy, which is known as future energy. And nature loves that energy. It absolutely loves it. So water, walking in mountains, walking in the woods, wherever you want to go, but nature loves it. So what's a good remedy for you to get out and really embrace that kind of sense of self and breathe, and also the element of air, is to go out into nature and take all that stuff. A little bit Tonglen if you do Buddhist meditation, which is basically like the stuff that you've taken on, all of that negative dark energy, breathe it in and then just basically like release it into the earth. Now, I'm not saying that you take in energy from other people. I'm just saying the energy that you've already taken on. Okay, so Tonglen is quite a complex meditation that needs to be kind of, you need to be in a good kind of space to do that, because you actually end up transforming, and it's a little bit different as well, but it's just the idea of you being able to transmute the energy into something that will be more useful for you, so, and also more beneficial for you, and remembering that everything is a cycle and everything kind of changes. So after that little ramble, what I mean by this is that it helps you to engage in a sense of activity in a way. It helps you to really engage in the cycle of the sun and how the cycle dies and rises again, dies and rises again. So you're really, I feel like, from a place where you didn't understand that, you're moving into a space where you do now understand that. Because with elephant, you're resolving this. And remember, the elephant doesn't have a den. It doesn't have a home where it goes to. It consistently walks the plains, goes to different places at different times, and it overcomes any obstacles. It's the biggest land mammal on this earth. So, you know, there's this idea of you being able to, even if you don't have this kind of stable base, you're still able to create that stability for yourself. I hope that makes sense. Let's have a look at what the cards want to say. So what are you becoming? Becoming very strong by the looks of things. I mean, you don't really mess with the... And you've got here, you've got air here. And look at that, strength is at the bottom of the deck. You know, the eagle is one of the most powerful birds, birds of prey. It's at the top of the food chain. So is the elephant. So actually, no, the elephant isn't, is it? But it's a big one. So we've got some powerful animals, you know, and then you've got the sun. This I kind of think is like a kind of like manifestation kind of thing that's happening here, and you trying to like be able to handle the idea of this rather than allowing it to just flow freely through your fingers. And it's interesting how we've got hands here, so there's something about the manifestation, the ability to be able to control these elements within yourself. Fire and air. Interesting. Okay, right, so... And what I mean by interesting is that it's, you know, you've got two elements which are, you know, they're not, you can't hold them with your hands. You can't, but whereas like water and earth, you can. But yet we've got these hands here. So it's almost like you're understanding how to handle them. It's a fantastic pile one. I'm loving this energy for you. Okay, what is my pile ones, my wonderful pile ones becoming? What are they becoming? Okay, so we've got the Five of Swords reversed. We've got the Six of Coins. These are this way. They were slightly that way, so I might take them that way. Yeah. I think I'll take one more as well. Only one, thank you. Wants to give me three, I don't know why. Nice one. Thanks. The Hanged Man reversed. Okay, so... two things are coming out at me here. I kind of feel that in this kind of attitude towards who you are and what you're becoming, there's a possibility where people are going to feel that you are kind of... I don't know if it's jealousy or if it's that they want to keep you in a certain place, you know. Maybe they're not used to you being in a certain way and taking control of yourself. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that you've started to evolve into someone that actually is taking, you know, that is evolving into their power, I don't think they like that. And you might find that you're quite alone in this space. And it's quite disappointing. But I feel that it's interesting. Like, I feel that in this space, you not having... I feel like you've looked at every point of view previously. And I don't know. It feels like that you having a different point of view almost equates to like you allowing a power schism. What do I mean by that? Like, as in, like, you're giving away power, basically. If you find that you're like trying to be really understanding about something, but then you find that people are taking the piss, you know what I mean? That's what it feels like. Because the Five of Swords, not accepting defeat, Six of Coins, an imbalance in power, Nine of Coins, or there's some kind of like oppression. Nine of Coins is independence. Five of Cups is disappointment. And then the Hanged Man is a lack of perspective, or a lack of perspective. If you were choosing in an obstinate way not to look at something, I would see the Four of Cups, really, to be honest with you, rather than the Hanged Man reversed. To me, that means that you've looked at different perspectives and now you're choosing not to. You're like, I've tried, man. I've tried to do everything I can to maybe... You've listened to other people's ways of strategizing, maybe how to go about business, or maybe how to, get on the ladder in terms of like a partnership or something, or like, you've tried to do all of these things and it just hasn't worked. So now you're just, you know what, I'm embracing who I am and I'm just going to do that. And that is what is going to work. I'm going to make it work. That's what it feels like. Five of Cups here is... There's a disappointment here about the other things, but the strive for independence is really, I'm not giving up, and there's a striving for independence. If I enter into these other kind of things, I'm going to be in a kind of codependency, and I'm not going to do that anymore. And it's really disappointing that I can't really be in that space, that I can't be around the people that I thought I could be. But you know what, tough. Fuck it. That's what that feels like. Let me clarify these cards. Very good. I'm proud of you, Pile 1, because it takes guts to do that. Okay, so just to let you know that I'm using this amazing deck from Danilo, from White Flight, his studio. I can't remember the name of his studio. I'm so sorry, Dan. But he kindly sent this over to me, and this is his new deck, the Tarot on Canvas. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. It is an amazing deck. He's really beautifully curated each of these cards with pieces of famous pieces of art from around the world, and they are just fantastic. So do go and check out the deck. And check out his other decks as well, because they are just amazing. I'm a big fan of his work, so thank you again, Dan. Right, let's have a look and clarify. The Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Could you please clarify the Five of Swords? Okay, we've got 4 cards here, so I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. And then can we just have one more, please? Wow. Okay, we've got 2, so I'll take them. 2, we've got Strength, and then we've also got the Three of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of pain associated here. There's a lot of pain here. Just in case. 1 second. Whoop. There we go. All right. So we've got the Three of Swords and the Strength. And then we have, let me just make sure that's okay. Okay, then the Five of Cups is clarified by the Knight of Cups. The Nine of Coins is clarified by the Eight of Wands reversed. The Six of Coins is clarified by the Magician reversed. Interesting. Okay. And the Five of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Wands reversed. Yeah, there's definitely a fuck it attitude here. And also, you know, you've been dealing with a lot of like shady people. You've been dealing with people that just are not clear about their intentions. They're out to manipulate you, out to kind of get what they want. And not only that, I would also say that maybe you've been involved in situations like that and you just do not want anything to do with it. Like you're like, right, okay, I don't want to be involved in this. I don't believe that that's the way I need to conduct my business in order to continue, no matter what anybody says, you know. All that whole thing of like playing dirty in order to like get further, I don't think that that's applicable, or you don't like, that's what I'm getting in terms of the vibe. Things have not moved as fast as you'd like, but they're slowly getting there. And I mean, if you're not feeling that way, it will eventually get there. Trust me, it will do. And then you've got the Knight of Cups clarifying the Five of Cups. It's almost like, you know, you're seeing this again as an opportunity to be able to grow. Seeing the holes, seeing the way that the kind of like damage that has happened, the kind of things that have been inflicted by others, you're seeing how that is actually, you know, how that is actually a good thing. Oh, sorry. And then you've got the Hanged Man clarified by Strength and the Three of Swords. It's just going to take a lot of strength to get over the pain. That kind of like, you know, maybe you had like a lot of faith in people and you felt that it was going to happen in a different way. So that's why that has to, you know, you kind of have to process that, and it's quite painful for you. Okay, so moving on. Wow, number 1, we've got stability, which is root chakra. I don't know if you can see that. Root chakra. So, you know, there's this grounding sense that has to happen in order for you to kind of go on this transformation. I mean, in order for you to like really cement. I don't think you're going through this transformation. I think it's happening. It's already happening. Like, yeah, it's happening. And then we have, oh, you can't make it up, can you? That's that stone, right? SODALITE. I love that. Socialize or join in and make healthy, supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. I don't know, right? Poll, can you see that on the screen? Only just. Now, if you've had to like kind of sacrifice friendships, or, you know, things basically have not, you know, that was the kind of sense I was getting, like you've had to lose stuff in order to gain stuff. Don't worry, because you are going to be able to, you know, throw yourself into new situations, and don't be afraid in stepping into like new spaces where you're going to be able to connect with people. I think that's going to be really beautiful for you to be able to understand how your kind of new sense of self works within this situation, because you've evolved into a new person, into a new thing. And now you're really embracing this, and it could be scary because, you know, it may seem a bit lonely, but don't worry, your vibe attracts your tribe. Like I promise. Okay, your final card to close out your reading, my wonderful pile one, is... Wow. Oh, I love these cards so much. They make me cry. You are a star born, solar kissed, and lunar blown. Oh, I love that. So cute. Yeah, so pile one, that is your reading. I hope you liked that. I thought that was so beautiful. Really beautiful reading, and I can't get over that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, have a wonderful morning, evening, night, whenever you're choosing to watch this, all day. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye. Hello, my friends, and welcome, pile 2. You chose this beautiful ruby, this rough and ready ruby. Yeah, and it's also in hexagonal shape with all these like little record keepers. I don't know if you can see that. Little record keepers. It's so cool how this stone forms. And it's also very interesting that you've got like this, a hexagon and a hexagon, I think. I feel like there's something about you, basically, I don't know, maybe you thought that whatever you're becoming, you thought that it was something so different from the original thing that you thought that you were supposed to be, but well, not unfortunately, but like inadvertently you've ended up becoming something very similar to what maybe you've tried not to be. I don't know, it's almost like, or it's more that, you know, you had an idea of what you wanted to do, or where you wanted to go, what you wanted to be, who you wanted to become. And you thought that the way that you were going was not going to equate to that. And inadvertently, and also kind of by accident, you've ended up doing that. You have actually ended up forming into the way that you intended. So that's a very good thing. I'm sorry if it didn't come out in the right way initially, but that's what I'm getting from this. And maybe it came out in that way initially because of the kind of like rough nature of the ruby. Because obviously, you know, we've got our beautiful rubies that are prized, and then this is like a very rough ruby, low grade ruby, but nevertheless still exceptionally powerful, particularly with all the record keepers. You know, I find those very, very interesting. So yeah, it's almost like you may have thought as well. I do also think that there's a little bit of self-deprecation as well. Like I feel like maybe you're not enjoying what you've turned into, but actually it is a really great thing what you've turned into and what you've become. And I think maybe there might be a little bit of a journey in terms of you appreciating that. So let's have a look at what the card is saying. Wow. Earth's heart. Okay. And that is 52. My candle has just gone out, so I'm just going to look at that and reignite it. So my wonderful pile 2, what's really interesting about this is there's a kind of like longing to go into the earth, to go into oneself and be able to embrace the teaching that that the earth has to give. We may think we know things about certain things, but it seems like there is something else that is needed to be learnt about the things that we are given, about the things that kind of come from this earth, the teachings that are deep within us. There seems like there's a longing to kind of reconnect with something that really enables you to be more deeply connected with oneself. And I read the explanation to this in the book, and it referenced a poem. So I'm going to read the poem to you. It's called Dana Fall. It's by Dana Falls, and it's called Go In and In. Go in and in. Be the space between two cells, the vast resounding silence in which spirit dwells. Be sugar dissolving on the tongue of life. Dive in and in, as deep as you can dive. Be infinite, ecstatic truth. Be love conceived and born in union. Be exactly what you seek. The beloved, singing yes, tasting yes, embracing yes, until there is only essence. The all of everything, expressing through you as you go in and turn nothing, and turn away from nothing that you find. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that's Dana Falls and Go In and In. That's that poem. So I think that really encapsulates what this card means. It means to really embrace yourself. I don't know, I just get the sense, as I said, like at the beginning, that you may not like what you're becoming. You may not like what it is, but actually it's something that's exceptional. So let's have a look at what the other cards say. We have Aries with this gorgeous figure here. And then we have Salmon, determination. Love that. You will know where you're going and you will get there. It was reversed. I didn't like with pile 1, I didn't take it reversed. I did feel it was a little bit reversed here, but I'm not going to read it that way. You will get there. I think you've just got to have the determination to do it, and just really just go for it. And sometimes it isn't attractive, it isn't beautiful, but it may not look that way to you, but actually it really is. Like, I think that's what's really interesting about this card. Like, Aries isn't really associated with a feminine card, or a feminine kind of figure, but it's a girl wearing a crown. She's got horns. And remember, this is usually affiliated with like the male archetype of the ram. The ram is the male, the sheep is the female. But here we have a woman that is in this card. So it's almost like, even though it may feel that you are not in your right kind of space, you are exactly where you need to be at the right space, right time. And you need to champion that, because it's something that only you can do, and you look fucking badass doing it. So go for it. Go for it. Yes, pile 2. Yes. Okay, let's have a look at what the tarot wants to say. What are you becoming? I really like what you've become. It's almost like an underdog. And you're like, oh, maybe you wanted to be like you wanted to be. I know I felt that way. Particularly when I got called to shamanic work. I was like, God, I don't want to be in a field banging a drum. I want to be like... I want to be a posh tarot reader. I want to be like some mystical, magical witch that looks really glam. No, instead I'm like making beautiful things with the skin of that earth has given to me, that these wonderful animal spirits have given to me, that I communicate with, and I work with the earth, and which is the greatest beauty of all. But I grew up in London, one of the most materialistic cities in the world. So, it's like, is this what I've turned into? Okay. But this is it. It's all about loving yourself and continuing with that sense of determination. Okay, what are you becoming, my wonderful pile 2s? I think you're fucking fabulous. Okay, oh, nice. Okay, so we've got the moon. We've got, this is really interesting. The moon, 9 of cups, the hanged man. Wow. Do you want to, yeah, okay, we'll take it. I was going to put it the other way, but 5 of cups reversed and death reversed. Okay. So you've got old like behavioral patterns that need to like die, quite simply. And you have to do that in order to like move on. And the only way that you can do that is by going in and truly helping yourself to value what's inside. Because, you've got here, is that a heart? I don't know, I can't really see it. I don't know, the first thing I thought that was like the death card holding like a heart in a kind of like glass. There's something about finding the light within. And I don't know, there's something that there's almost like something where you're not allowing yourself to find the light within. I think you're kind of like, I would say about a good 75% of the way. But I feel like there's just something else that needs to kind of die. Or maybe you've actually gone past that stage and you actually are understanding that part of you has had to die in order for you to get to this point where you've got to like just go on forth with determination. But this Earth's Heart card and this thing is just scaring me a bit. Like I'm just feeling that's you know, there's a need to go deeper in terms of accepting yourself on a much more authentic level. The moon, I think this is the whole idea of the dark night of the moon, the dark night of the soul, understanding the path. And I think you're truly finding joy on this path. You know it makes you happy. And I feel like you're gaining a lot more perspective on the situation where you may not have previously. You've kind of overcome the disappointment, the sense of disappointment that's happened previously, and you're able to make connections with people. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised really if you don't mind being on your own. And I don't mean this just in a romantic sense. I mean this just in the sense of like you going and having the determination to go and get what you want, because we've got Aries here, and Aries are very headstrong and they just kind of like go on and they do their own thing. It's a very determined energy. But what's really interesting, as I said, like you've got this female image in a male kind of like essence of Aries is male. So, and then we've also got the moon here. So there's a deep intuition here that's calling you back to your sense of self. And then we have this rose here in the middle of the earth. So it's almost like you have to follow your heart truthfully in order for you to kind of go forward, for you to embrace your power fully. You have to love all the parts of yourself, really. You can't, and that's full on integration of shadow work. Do you know what I mean? Like that's I know that's an ongoing process. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you got to integrate your shadow, you know, everything right now here. But this is kind of saying to me shadow work. And that term is so loosely like put around everywhere, and I hate that. But what that means is for you to truly accept every part of yourself. No matter how much you think it's horrific, you accept it. It doesn't mean that you go out there and you do those things. It just means that you understand that this is a part of yourself, but this is something that you are choosing not to express within this time, or you're not expressing that because you know that you can't, you know, you may not be able to do certain things or whatever, you know, but you understand that that's a part of human nature, and then you kind of like work with it. Now, I'm not condoning any kind of like bad behavior or anything like that in terms of, you know, where you're harming another person. That's a different kettle of fish altogether. But this is more about like the parts of yourself which you don't like. So for example, you may think that that you don't look good, or you may think that you're bad at this or bad at that, or like, you know, that you may not think that you may not talk nicely to yourself, and those are the bits that, you know, equate to your shadow. So really embracing that will kind of help you to embrace your power. Sorry about that ramble. Okay, the deck that I'm using now is a wonderful deck that was given to me by the wonderful Danilo Sanino, who designed the White Fly Tarot. He is available at I think it's DDraw_ studio, I think, but I've put a link to this deck's Kickstarter in the description box. And this is the Tarot on Canvas, which is basically where he's picked significant works of art in the major Arcana, and they really are beautiful. So thank you so much, Dan, for letting me use this deck and sending this to me. And yeah, let's see what they have to say. If you want to know any more about it, and also he does the incredible White Fly Tarot, and the Blue Dragonfly Oracle, and also the Cheeky Tarot. Do check out those decks as well. They're really amazing. Okay, let's have a look at the moon. Could you please clarify the moon? Could you please clarify the moon? Okay, we've got how many? Okay. And then I'm just going to take one more. Okay, death is clarified by the 8 of Swords. Yeah, that confirms what I thought. And the 5 of Cups is confirmed by the Knight of Swords. And the 12 of the Hanged Man is confirmed by the Queen of Wands. Reversed. Sorry, just need to get some stones. The 9 of Cups is clarified by the 7 of Wands. And the Moon is clarified by the Lovers. Bear with me. Just need to get something to cover this up. Okay, so now the Moon is clarified by the Lovers reversed. There, I think you understand that there is some kind of like split. You know, there's something that you've decided not to do, decided not to go on. There's a path you've decided not to take, and essentially, I think that's what I was meaning when you know, it said that you didn't think that you were going to come to this eventuality, and actually, in the end, you have come up to this eventuality. It's almost like, you know, we choose different paths to get to a certain place, but then we think we're going to end up somewhere different, but we still end up at the same place. And what's happened is that, you know, you've taken a different choice. And then it's made you really happy because you've actually managed to kind of like overcome your defenses, but there's still been some kind of element of maybe succumbing to one's demons in a way, because we do have, you know, the Hanged Man, and then we have the Queen of Wands. Maybe there was a understanding that you were not behaving in a certain way that would be beneficial, or maybe you were around people that, you know, you were associating with people that may not have been the healthiest, you know. Maybe you believed that there was, that there was a certain way of doing something, and now you're realizing, actually, I need to change that. And you are changing that, but it's almost like you had to recognize that it wasn't a great place. Does that make sense? And then you've got the Knight of Swords here, and then the 5 of Cups. You kind of moved away from that situation quite quickly. It's almost like you recognized that maybe you were being a bit shitty towards people, or things were or that you were involved with a group of shitty people. I don't know. It feels like there's been some kind of association with either a toxic trait or some toxic kind of behavior, a toxic behavior, trait, or person. And I think there's still some kind of, I got it. There's still some kind of thing where you're still understanding that you can still be privy to being associated with people like that. Okay, right, let me re-explain that. So sometimes we are engaging in patterns of behavior that attract certain types of people, situations, things, also for us to behave in certain ways. Now, unless we reprogram that completely, which I think that not completely, but until we reprogram that, then we're going to continue doing the same things in lesser forms. It's the way that the universe kind of gives us lessons. So what's happened here is that you felt like you've been on this kind of like path of where you've wanted to not be like that and become a better person. But there may have been an element of where you've had to be the manipulative, bitchy, whatever, or you've had to hang out with those kinds of people because you thought that that was the way forward. Then you've realized that that's not the case. So you need to like move away from that. And you've moved away from it quite quickly. In a way, you might even be vocal about it. You might even be you might have been kind of maybe scarred by like narcissistic people, and now you feel that you want to talk about narcissism and that you want to talk about people who've been affected by narcissism. But what's going on though is that there is some elements, and remember, this is like just an example, but also it's a spectrum. So we inhabit all of these elements within ourselves. There's this element that this is still alive within you. So either the element of the toxic trait or the fact that you attract that toxic trait into your life, you know. When I was studying that sort of stuff, if you've got like certain types of traits, certain susceptibilities to, say, for example, narcissism, then, you attract that, and it doesn't mean that you can like get rid of the bullshit. There's if there's shit on the street, you either step in it or you don't. It's up to you. But we all still see it. Do you know what I mean? And it's still there. So it's whether or not we choose to engage or not within those kind of things. And I think you're still in the space of where you're still like, oh, but maybe giving them another chance, or maybe like there's a reason why people behave like that kind of thing. There may be still some justification that's going on, and this is what needs to die. That was so long-winded. I hope you understood that. I'm sorry if you didn't, and it was really long-winded. Let's get on with this reading. Okay, right. So awareness, crown chakra. See, it's like what's going on. It's almost like maybe you're on this stage where you're starting to understand the mistakes that you're making, and then you're like, right, I'm not going to do this. I'm gonna change this because I don't want this to continue happening. And then we've got tiger's eye, self-confidence through God confidence. I love that. Believe in yourself by believing in God working through you. I don't know, there is a little bit of self-esteem, lack of self-esteem here. And I think it's from people that have undermined you. I don't know what that is. It doesn't say to me that it's directly maternal or paternal. It may be from like social situations, which I'm feeling. So, yeah. And this card to close out the reading. Oh, love that. Get high. Get high, baby. Get high. So what I'm seeing by this is that you've got to just raise your vibration into a vibration that matches the people and the things that you want to be around. So make sure you do that. Because if you enter into like lower vibrations, then that will be what you meet. If you enter into higher vibrations, that is what you will meet. Trust me, everything I say, is advice to myself. And I hear that so hard. I usually resonate with pile 1, but I don't know. I was feeling this pile hard. Pile 2, I love you so much. I hope you found this useful. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But thank you. Have a wonderful morning, evening, night, or day, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember, my darlings, that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 3, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this beautiful Mangano calcite. As you can see, it's here. A really beautiful, soothing stone that is really exceptional for grief. It's a gentle stone that helps you to move from one space into another, resonating with the heart chakra and just really gentle. It kind of... Whereas what rose quartz is like a kind of general healer, I feel that Mangano calcite is very good at being able to kind of wrap you up in its milky kind of hue, in this gentle pink glow, and it's just able to soothe you in ways that are just a little bit more intensive than the rose quartz. So this allows you to this actually, I feel, gives you the space to help you feel the things that you need to feel. So I think that what you're transforming into, what you're becoming, is something that, it's taken a long time to get here. It's taken a lot of love for you to get into this space. You've needed to give yourself the time, and it's taken time. It's almost like I wouldn't be surprised if you had been grieving like an old part of you before this part came. So let's have a look at what your card says. Jupiter. Interesting. So Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. Here we have the number 6. 6 is the number of the lovers as well. Jupiter is a deeply fortuitous planet. The thing I'm getting here with the stone, Mangano, calcite, and also with Jupiter is the idea that things come in their own time, because it feels like the shift that you've gone through has been so big that you've needed to take the time with that. It's happened in a very gentle way. It's also a very fortuitous thing. And you may have felt the benefits of it. You might have felt like, what is going on? What is happening to me? You may have questioned it. Because also expansion and growth sometimes necessarily isn't something that we all look forward to. It's something that can be quite frightening because it's change. So just as much as like, you know, we're having to purge stuff, this is about growing, expanding, moving into your actual real power, to be fair. And that can be quite frightening for some. So let's have a look at your other cards. Okay, so we've got Vision, and it's reversed, so I will take it reversed. And then your power animal is Seal, Imagination. Immerse yourself in artistic and creative expression. Now, the main thing I'm getting here is that maybe you've been in a creative block where you've not been able to really be truthful with your vision. And right now is the opportunity to go ahead and give yourself the freedom and the space to be able to explore that vision. So I think that's what's going on for you, Pile 3. Let's just have a look at what the tarot is going to say. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say. So we've got the 10 of coins, the 2 of water, oh sorry, wands, sorry, the 2 of wands. The King of Swords, reversed. Temperance reversed, okay. No, I just want one. Wow. This appeared in exactly the same position for pile 1. It also appeared in this position for pile 2, but the other way around. So the Hanged Man is definitely something that's going on here. So I think that you've been trying to fit into some kind of idea of something previously. And it's almost taken you quite a long time to be able to come out and be who you want to be. A bit similar to pile 2 in the way that you've had to, you've been up against certain people that have not really allowed you to be who you want to be. And now you have to, it's almost like you've seen the different perspectives and you've seen what you have to kind of, you've seen how other people are within certain situations, and you know that that doesn't resonate with you. So this is something that you have to change, or you have to, it's in a way like pile 2. It's very similar to pile 2, which is why I'm having a little bit of, I don't know why I'm having a little bit of trouble with this, but, and I wouldn't say trouble, but it's just like, it feels a little bit like you were in your own way here, as opposed to like, and I feel that, yeah, I'll stand by that. I feel like you were a little bit in your own way, because Temperance being reversed means, and I'm not saying that this is something that you've done purposefully. I'm thinking that this is more a result of your circumstance. I can't remember what I said with pile 2, but King of Swords reversed is a very dictatorial kind of energy, a very intense energy, which doesn't really allow anything like imagination or vision or anything, any kind of creativity to kind of be like. In fact, like the Hanged Man reversed would be exactly like the King of Swords reversed, but it's not. It would be a bit like that. But I think what's happened here is that you have had a very strong figure in your life that's not really allowed you to be who you want to be. So it's actually put you off the rails really a bit. It's put you in a place where you just can't handle that. So you need to step out of that, and you need to be really firm with your own. It's almost like you can't even consider their point of view, because if you do, then that really throws you out of balance. I know that probably is quite controversial to say, but sometimes we need to be assertive in our own feelings, because when, like, there's a lot of people pleasers out there, you know, I'm guilty of it, where we've been, you know, trying to change our lives or change parts of ourselves to be able to accommodate for other people around us, family members, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever you want to call it. Like, we all do it to a certain extent. But sometimes when you do it so much, there's a sense of, like, particularly when there's quite a dominant energy around, then you end up changing so much that you just completely throw yourself out of balance. So now what's happened is then there's actually been a point where you've had to, like, I feel like, recover, you know. It's not quite a narcissistic dynamic. It is similar. It feels it. The King of Swords reversed is a bit of a narcissist, or has strong narcissistic tendencies. I would say is the same as, like, the Emperor reversed. Emperor reversed is a very dominating, not a very nice character. Emperor reversed, Magician reversed. Yeah, those are people that you don't really want to know. But they exist. And the King of Swords, King of Wands, all of the kings reversed, they would be like that. So what's happening here is that you've really got to stand up for yourself, because what's happened here is that you've got also, there is a family dynamic here. In this card, she's praying to the ancestors. So there's some sort of compliance that was happening previously. It was almost like there was some kind of compliance where you try to do right by people. This could be at work as well. You try to do right by people at work, and now you're realizing that if you want to flourish, this could be a work situation. I'm saying that family, but this could also be a work situation. It could also be a relationship. All I know is that there is, like, one very strong patriarch or patriarch style character. It doesn't have to be a male, but they have really enforced something that has completely annihilated your sense of creativity and imagination. And for you to go forward and to live your life, you're needing to kind of come out, and you're needing to just be you and just say fuck it to everything else. Two of Wands, there's almost like a complete destruction of your own kind of, you know, sense of self, in a way. Like home, it feels like that there was no security, you know? Wow. That was a bit deeper than I expected, but yeah, I mean, now you're starting to find yourself, and it's taken, like, really deep healing. Really deep healing. It's almost like you've not been allowed to have your own vision. You've not been allowed to have your own sense of self. And now, and, you know, also, you may have found that being in doing creative things has been your outlet. So you may have ended up becoming a writer, a painter, an actor, you know, some kind of singer, some kind of artist to kind of help you through this process. It's kind of like where you're allowed to, like, live. So the wonderful Danilo from Whitefly Tarot, he sent me this deck, and it is called the Tarot on Canvas, which is basically, well, not basically, there's nothing basic about it, it's amazing. He's done all the major arcana based on famous paintings. And I'm using it for this because I think it will be suitable in terms of, like, understanding who you're becoming. So thank you so much to Danilo for sending me this. if you want to know more about his work and the other decks that he does, which is the White Fly Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks, and also the Blue Dragonfly Oracle, which is another one of my favorites, check out the description box below and it will take you to a Kickstarter to his page for this tarot, and then you can find out more info about him. So with that being said, let's have a look at some clarification with the cards. Okay, right, so the 10 of coins is clarified by the 7 of swords. Yeah, it's a fake situation. So it could have been like a fake situation where you had to tiptoe around, where you were in a dynamic where you couldn't be honest. Okay, how many do we have here? Okay, we've got too many here, but the moon did come up, so... Okay. The 10 of Cups reversed for the 2 of Water. Yeah, that confirms that. The Ace of Swords reversed, the King of... Yep. Wow. And the 7 of Pentacles. You know, sometimes I really dislike it when I'm right about some things because it really is painful, to be honest. This was quite a tough situation. Yeah, it's a tough situation. It feels like either work or family. It feels like a group situation. Yeah, with one main figure. And you were only allowed to kind of get as far as, like, it was almost that you may be asking yourself why you can only get like a certain level. And you're like, why am I only getting this far? And it's because of this. And now you're starting to understand that. And you're actually like, right, okay, I'm not going to take this attitude where I'm going to try and understand everything. I'm just going to do me now. And that's what's happening. That's why you're moving into this Jupiterian energy. And the last card is the Page of Pentacles. Wow. So it's really important for you to make a plan about this. And I think when you start to think of this in a planned, strategic manner, this is when this kind of like comes to fruition. This is probably what's happened. You've realized now that you're going to have to take decisive action, and you're moving into a space where you're like, right, okay, I've really got to make this happen now for myself. Wow. Wow. Okay. Sorry, some of my cards were just the other way around. So let's have a look at your other cards. So we got, wow, heart chakra, joy. I think you're really understanding about yourself. Oh, look at that top little, I didn't notice that. Oh my God, that's so cute. Can you see that? Sorry, why won't it focus? There we go, you can just about see that. Oh. No, doesn't want to do it. Anyway, there's a little smiley face just there. So, joy. Chakra, heart chakra. So I think you're understanding that now you need to feel like joy a bit more with your life, because if you don't feel it now, when are you going to feel it? You need to like, yeah, you need to feel it. It needs to be there. It needs to be in your life. And I hate to say it, I think that there may have been like a lack of it previously. So now you're realizing this is where I need to like instigate it. It needs to happen now. And then you have, wow, Chaorite, spiritual protection. You are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. So be confident in your steps forward, in how you're going. You are protected in your decisions, and I think it's important that you just stick with your plan. That's the main thing. Know that what you're doing is the right thing. And a last card to close out your reading, pile 3. Wow, sorry. A peaceful world is worth believing in. I don't know, like pile 3, I feel like you've come from a lot of conflict. You've come from a place where it wasn't, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was safe, or it didn't feel like, it just felt like that there was some kind of conflict either in your childhood or previously. And now that might have marred your, you know, belief on whether or not you thought you could actually You know, is it possible to get what I want, for things to be okay again? And this is a green light to say, yeah, it is. It really is. My darlings, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, have a wonderful morning, evening, night, day, whenever you choose to watch this video. And remember, honesty is always key. Bye.